All right. Good morning, tribe, and welcome to the donut shop at the beginning of the world. Inside edition. Yeah, good morning. It is Monday after, I don't know about for you, but for me, a really intense weekend. Up in Austin, teaching a bunch of classes. Got home after midnight last night. But I got my coffee. I got the tribe. Life is good. Hey, good morning, Chris. How are you today? I guess you don't have to work. You're not going to be out at sea, Chris, during the Sally coming through, are you? Hey, good morning, Robert. Good morning, Jennifer. Yeah, so rather than haul everything outside and then haul everything back inside when I'm done, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to use the kitchen table. Hey, good morning, Kimberly. How are you doing today? So I'm happily dragging. Hey, Amanda. Good morning, Alan. Good morning, Alan. April. Hello, April. Michelle, good morning. Yep, so here we are. Hey, Sarah. Good morning, Sarah. Coffee. That's a great suggestion. I'm going to follow Sarah's suggestion. Jennifer, so how was Austin? Austin was good. The Saturday class, so it was the first time teaching at Spoke Hollow. They have over 1,000 acres of property out just west of Austin. And in the 4-hour class, their property starts at the river and goes up through like riparian type ecosystem and then up into the hill country hills and all that. And in the 4 hours, we made it about 500 feet from the river because there's just so many plants there to talk about. Hey, Holly, good morning. April, good morning. Wow, we got like a lot of Aprils in the tribe here. Hey, Darlene. Hey, Donna. Cool, you liked it? Nice. So an unbiased opinion. So Donna Seaman says, good morning. Awesome class yesterday. We had fun and learned some cool things. Cool. Oops. Wow, everyone's showing up here. I can't keep up. Hey, Dion. Hey, Kimberlyn. Okay, another one, Michelle. Yep, we had a great time at Vista Brewing. We'll have to try Spoke Hollow. It was Ziggy that kept calling it Broken Spoke and all that, but Spoke Hollow is the name. But you can find the classes over on the Foraging Texas website. When I'll be back there in October, like October 17th to Spoke Hollow, and then I probably would say October 18th at Vista Brewing. One thing we're doing with Vista Brewing that is going to be even cooler is, so I teach 2 classes a day there when I'm up there. Each one is 2 hours long. And we usually go over, 15, 20 minutes. That's fine. I think what we're going to do is we're going to split it up. So like one class will just be edible plants and talk about the edible plants around. And then the second will be medicinal plants. And by cutting the information apart like that, we can cover more plants because I won't, spend a half hour on an oak tree, things like that. So we'll see. Kimberly, is the cedar bad there yet? I didn't notice anything. Most of the trees still had the berries on it. They hadn't started producing the pollen yet, but yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Whoops. Oh man, Kelsey. Good morning, Kelsey. Wow, this is scary. Just got out of the hospital because of asthma situation I had. Been there since Tuesday. Yeek. Oh man, I wish the tribe had known, man. We would have sent you vibrations and prayers and whatever. We'll do it retroactively. Hey, Bernice, good morning. Tina, good morning. S, good morning. Joe, good morning. April, good morning. Hey, Carrie, built on the rock homestead. Good morning. Oh, Robert came up with a recipe, candied black trumpets. Ooh, black chanterelles candied. That's interesting. Did you dry them first? Did you powder them? Or Tell us more, Robert. Tell us how you candied the mushrooms. Hey, Terry. Good morning. Kathleen, you're out of jail. Good morning. Let's see. Ooh, built on a rock. You got 0.97 inches of rain yesterday. Rained most of the day. That's probably pretty good for out there. At least we're not New Orleans. Ew. Hey, Jennifer. Good morning. Oop. Terry, you're starting to feel the cedar? I'm sorry. Oof, Michelle, you're still without power. Good morning, tribe. Miss y'all. Still only partially powered, cooking outside, hauling ice and water daily. Hoping tomorrow will be a good day. The power company is coming back out. All right. Oof. We are going to be here for you too. That is not fun, especially with this, how hot it's been lately. Hey, Sherry. Good morning. Did I miss saying good morning to anyone? I hope I didn't miss saying good. I always feel horribly guilty. Good morning, Holly. I don't recall if I said good morning to you. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah, did it rain in Houston while I was up in Austin? I left Friday night and then got home late last night, so I don't know. I guess I could check the rain barrels and stuff. But yeah, we needed it. But yeah, that was kind of cool. Oh, I wonder if Henry is here yet this morning. So meeting a lot of the tribe members in person at the different classes. So that was cool. Oh, here's a good question. Constance, good morning. Any chance burning sage will help with seasonal allergies? I do not believe so. I've never encountered any data or ethnobotanical reports of that happening. What I would, if you were just going the herbal route, nettle tea, stinging nettle tea is really good for that. And then I would also probably throw in some goldenrod leaves or flower tea. So if you go to Amazon and find stinging nettle tea and mix it with some of the goldenrod tea, at least down here in Texas, that seems to be one of the better anti-allergy type treatments. Someone mentioned that there was a cedar allergy treatment months ago that worked really well, and several people agreed that yes, they really liked it too. If anyone remembers that, there was like a pill or a tea or something that was specifically for cedar. Post it. That was a long time ago though. But yeah, for allergies, I always just start with the stinging nettle tea and then the goldenrod mixed with it and see what happens. Hey, good morning, Nancy. Getting any snow yet? Hey, Michelle. Hey, Bernice. Oh, okay. You did get rain in North Houston. Excellent. Hey, Mike. Good morning. I still haven't installed the radio. I thought of bringing it along up to Austin because I was going to have some downtime Saturday afternoon. But me and the primitive skills guy went for a walk looking for arrowheads. Didn't find any, but it was still fun. Hey, Holly. Hey, Cleo. Good morning. Getting the sun out there. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Here's another good mixture for the allergies. The lemon, the lavender, peppermint essential oils. Now, with the lavender and the lemon, are you like mixing them with some other oil and then dabbing them, Tina, or are you using a diffuser in the the room just to vaporize it into the air? How are you recommending using the essential oils? And then Michelle, is that the immunotherapy for allergies? Are you asking the stinging nettle and goldenrod? Basically what the stinging nettle and the goldenrod do is they kind of suppress the physical symptoms, the runny nose, the itchy eyes, that sort of thing, the wheezy sort of thing. So they don't like cure you of your allergy, but they relieve the symptoms. Let's see. Oh, okay. Whoops, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, so the candied black trumpet mushrooms. So you dry them, and then just, I guess you dip them in a sugar water thing and let it dry and crystallize on the surface. Interesting. See, I'm thinking that could actually taste really good. Like, where did I have it? I had like fudge balls with mushrooms in it. Regular mushrooms. But like a brownie, the fudge type thing with mushrooms. And it was unique, but it was tasty. It had kind of a earthy, woodsy, mushroomy, sort of flavor going on with the deep chocolate sweetness. Cool. Let's see. Okay, cedarberry pop like a pill daily. So you're saying take one of the fruit and just eat it once a day or one a day to help fight the cedar. I'm really curious to see some science on that, because it is kind of like the whole, the allergy shots and trying to retrain your immune system. But as far as how effective it really is, I'd like to know. Yeah, let's see. Mike, we'll get you there. I checked into the net out of Jacksonville Thursday night. First time on the air in a long time. I was really thankful to have the my shortwave radio in my vehicle when I was driving out to Austin on Friday night. It was the net news thing. Oh! So for you ham radio operators out there and anyone who has a Baofeng type radio, they just installed a new shortwave repeater on the International Space Station. A repeater is a thing that you send a signal to it, and then it captures it and rebroadcasts it. And since radio is line of sight, so the line of sight from the International Space Station is about 1,000-mile circle. So as it's overhead, you can send a signal up, and then people for 1,000 miles around you basically can receive the signal, which is pretty cool. So I want to try that here the next time it comes over. But yeah, just listening to people talking to people. That's what I like doing. You might have noticed that. Hey, Roxana, how are you? Okay, here we go. Let's see. So Tina, I used doTERRA oils, good company. I picked up a teaspoon of local honey. So the thing about local honey is it has a lot of the local pollen in it that the bees have collected while they're out there. So it's kind of location specific for helping with the allergy treatments. Drop 1 or 2 drops of each oil on the honey and down the hatch. Okay, so you're actually consuming the lavender and the lemon and the peppermint. Okay. Yeah, a lot of essential oils you don't want to take internally, but the lemon and the lavender and the peppermint should be okay in small doses. Okay, Terry. HEB sells, okay, I think that's it. Yeah, the Texas cedar fever for allergies. Active ingredients, antigens, 6X, 12X, 30X, Texas grasses, Texas trees, Texas weeds. Okay. I need to look more into that when I'm over at HEB next. I don't, knock on wood, don't currently have an allergy to cedar, but it's always good to have another tool to recommend to people. All right, Michelle, they relieve the histamines released by the body that are responding to the allergen. Histamines trigger the runny nose and sneezing, coughing. Yep, so they're basically running blockage to the signal that tells your body to start oozing. Wow. Yeah, when the alarm went off this morning, it's like time to make the donuts. And now I'm here and it's like, yay, donuts. Not that I have donuts, I have coffee, and that's good enough for me. Let's see. Okay, oh man. they mentioned, and it was actually the uplink was down. I can't remember. One of them, the uplink was, let's say, in the 2 meter, and the downlink was in the 70 centimeter. It was actually very far, two completely different frequencies, and there was some reason for that, but I don't remember which was which. Google it, but yeah, it was pretty cool. They said if you're trying to transmit, you really need, something like a 25, 50, or 100 watt radio, because the people with those more powerful radios just drown everyone else out. And they're also asking, when it's doing that, make one contact and then release the frequency for others, because there's thousands of ham radio operators trying to contact it at the same time. And if you sit there with a superpower machine and just hog it, it's not polite, and it blocks others from having the chance to bounce a signal off the space station. Okay, for cedar syrup, I'm assuming for some allergy things. Got to boil, steep your cedar berries, add sugar if you want, keep in the fridge. Take 1 to 2 teaspoons per day during cedar fever starts, and then continue through the season. So, okay. That may help. Oh, off to school. All right. Bye, Nicole. Tell your mom I said hi. Sorry. Her mom and I have known each other since kindergarten, so we're allowed to do that. I'm excited about it. Yeah, so this Thursday at Meriwether's World will be pining away, all the cool things about pine trees. So yeah, I'll have like slides and I think I'll have slides if I got time to make slides. Tonight I have to attend some parent meeting for the kids' high school, and tomorrow I'm doing the big presentation for San Antonio Botanical Gardens. Wednesday is generally a family day, but they might let me work on the presentation. But yep, Thursday, going to do it. Oh, cool. Yeah, Mike. Also have the arrow antenna so you can point and follow. I got one of those disc cone antennas, and I really want to try that to see if that helps any. But I still have to adjust the frequency as it goes overhead to take into account the Doppler effect. I'm sorry, ham nerds talking ham nerd stuff. Yeah, what is it? The ham radio is the hobby of using your hobby to talk to other people about your hobby using your hobby. All right. What else do we have going on? Anyone got any worries or fears for the coming week? Because the tribe is here. And the tribe is cool. That was great seeing. I was hoping. So another tribe member, Henry Schaefer, was at the Vista Brewing yesterday. Awesome guy. And usually he's here in the morning, but I don't see him. He's also from Houston. So after the class, he had to drive back. He was smart. He left, not right after the class, but he didn't stay until like 8 like I did, talking to people. See, people figured out if they attend a class at Vista Brewing and then after the class, it's a brewery, so sit around drinking beer and talking, and it's really easy to keep me talking and talking and talking, even though I'm thinking to myself, man, this is going to be a sucky drive home and a hard morning. But people have questions, and they have interesting questions, and they have all sorts of discussions, and it's cool. So it's like actual face to face, well, mask to mask, sort of thing. Hey, good morning, Robert. April, yeah. Hey, Christina, good morning. Yeah, I know. It's like I got to the end. Usually there's a continuous bar at the bottom saying, new comments or something like that. And it's like, well, all right. But this time, yeah, it's Monday. It's all right. Give it that growl. I'm good at growling. I have the hey there growl, and I have that don't mess with me growl. Man, I was at Buc-ee's on the drive. Oh, I'm at Buc-ee's a lot, but they got the 6-foot rule and the mask. And I'm walking through Buc-ee's, and one of the employees is right behind me to the point that he stepped on my foot. And then I just kind of turned and looked at him, and he sorry, sir. And then I kept walking, and then he kept right behind me. It's like, what the hell, kid? Give me some space here. I have a tendency to randomly swing my elbows around. Whoops. Oh, man, you got to come down. Yeah, so I miss White Castle burger, and you can buy the frozen White Castle burgers, like an HEB, and it's not the same. You have to go into Buc-ee's to truly experience Buc-ee's. Yeah, Sarah, good morning. Minute, you like people with blank questions. I like people with questions. Just questions in general, because it's interesting. Like conversations. Something I've learned, it's not the statements and the answers that make a good conversation. It's the questions that get asked, because that's what stimulates all the thought processes and connections and things like that. So those of you who are like shy, start getting books of questions and start practicing questions and think of what's interesting questions. Where is a person from? Why are they here? What's their favorite food? Kind of make it appropriate for the surroundings. But the questions, and because most people like talking about themselves unless they're really shy, but it's usually better to be the person asking questions than the one having to answer them. So, all right. What was the? Okay. Nope, it is still sitting over there in the Corningware bowl. I've just been so crazy ass busy. I need to pull out a piece of venison. Let me think. I need to check my schedule. I think I'm teaching this weekend. I better find out. But if not, maybe it's finally time to do the ball moss bromelain test. So you weren't a farmer. The sun doesn't need to be up for me to get up. In fact, if the sun is up when I'm getting up, I feel like I overslept. So I always get up when it's still dark out. Oh, man. Okay. So Deanna, my 12-year-old is foraging at recess in 6th grade now. She came home with Chickasaw plums and a couple of desert hackberries. I am so jealous that you have the Chickasaw plums and the desert hackberries there, because those are both really delicious. Man, I want some Chickasaw plums. I got some growing in my backyard, but they're doing really slowly. Oops. I find if I'm wearing scrubs, folks naturally social distance from me. Yeah, I can imagine that right now, especially, if there's like ooze and vomit and stuff on them too. But yeah, right now it's probably not the best time to advertise you are in medical care or health care, because people are just going to think, ooh, they may be infected. Yeah, dude, you need to come up to the, actually, so talking to the Spoke Hollow people and finding out if people can camp on the property before, so people could arrive Friday, throw up a hammock or a tent or something like that. We're just trying to figure out how best to set that situation up. But yeah, definitely come out to Vista Brewing. You would like Vista Brewing. There's good beer at Vista Brewing. The trick is to stop drinking well before it's time to drive home. Hey, Constant. So I love your page from when I lived in Texas, but we had to move. Where you are now, can I ask? Because remember, a lot of the plants, especially the weeds and the trees, the biggest and the smallest, are going to be found all across North America, just at different seasons. Ooh, Kelsey, that's a good question. So in this case, it's not so much a mucus, right? It's more of just moisture, water. Let me think on that one. Send me a PM on that, and then it's going to take me a few days because I get so much going on. But I'm going to see if I can. I don't know of anything specifically for the asthma-induced, lung fluid. I'm not sure if a regular expectorant would work. It might. I guess that would be the place to start. I just need to reconfirm some good expectorants. But yeah, send me a PM, and then we will try and think of something. Okay, Heather Barnes, what product is going to come out next? Will you ever make the brain pill for people with the autoimmune diseases? Okay, so the brain pill is okay for autoimmune diseases. It's the immune pill that autoimmune people can't take. So you're okay taking the brain pill. So it's the immune pill for people with autoimmune diseases that I want to come out, but that won't come out probably at the very earliest, like late winter, early spring next year. The next thing, and it actually was, I got an email while I was up in Austin. It has arrived at the Amazon warehouses, but it's still going to take them 2 weeks to get it into the system. But the libido pill, because you got to go where the money is. So the libido pill is just to enhance feelings of friskiness and then also help support the different physical body structures needed for full enjoyment. So we'll just go that way. But one of the other things about the libido pill, though, if you are big into workout and exercise and all that, it will also help with endurance and strength, because that's part of the game. So something to think about. Ooh, okay, Cleo. Please consider saying a prayer of homegoing for Miss Dot Mueller. She attended my chair yoga class for years. She was in class Tuesday and passed peacefully in her sleep yesterday. She was 91 and active and involved. I loved her. I'm sure a lady like that, 91 years old, still involved in the community, it's because she loves the community. And really, that's what we're asked to do. So, Miss Dot, I know you are being welcomed into heaven, into the celestial choir, and all infirmities and the effects of old age are gone, and you are the you that God wants you to be. So please Dot, pray for us down here. So going back to Miss Dot, that's one thing my dad keeps mentioning, how all his friends have died. And so he recommends having a lot of younger friends. So as you get old and all the people your age die, you still have a group of people, 10 years younger or so that you still have to hang out with. And I thought, that's brilliant, Dad. I love the way you think. Okay, Dion. One morning recently, someone asked what plants you recommend for someone starting to plant medicinals and edibles. One that you mentioned was frog fruit. What is it used for? So frog fruit, you can see it on Foraging Texas. It's actually being sold as a ground cover, but it is a very potent antiviral, very strong antiviral. It works on the interferon system and just is really good at blocking viruses. So pretty exciting. They've shown that it helps against things from shingles and herpes, and even helps interfere with the HIV. So pretty amazing stuff. So yeah, it's high on the list. There's not there's no commercial sources of like dried encapsulated frog fruit or frog fruit tea or anything like that. So if you want to use it, you got to grow it yourself. But it is sold, like I said, as a ground cover now. It's a native plant in the Texas area. It does really well. It was all over up in Austin yesterday, and there's a lot of it all over Houston. I've seen it out in Ozonia, way out halfway to Big Bend, places like that. Okay. Nate, is smoking the best application for dried mullein leaves for respiratory issues? Will a tea work? Actually, I got to recommend with mullein, yes, the tea, drinking mullein tea is just as good and easier and has fewer issues than smoking it. So definitely, in fact, if it was at October 8th, I will be up at Cato Mounds Historic Site teaching up there 2 classes. The lady in charge, Rachel Galen, another great herbalist, and she makes the most fantastic mullein chai tea. That's just fantastic. And if you're up there, I'll get the recipe. But yeah, a mullein tea is an absolutely great way of taking the mullein in rather than smoking. So the thing about smoking is people don't realize a lot of times when you're smoking for medicinal effects, even if you're trying to treat lung issues, the Native Americans, they would take the smoke and they would swallow the smoke into their stomach. So they take it into their mouth and swallow a mouthful of smoke and air. The problem with that is it leads to excessive flatulence because you got to get that air out. Or at the very least, burping. But usually you would just swallow it rather than inhale it into the lungs. So, but a tea works great with mullein. Oops. Yes, I'm still looking at the dates and stuff, and I realize just how damn overextended I am. But I'm hoping sometime in October. Definitely going to be at Lake Charlotte, halfway between Houston and Beaumont on I-10. What is it? Hidden River or Mystery River? That one big bridge where you go over the water. It's on the east side of that. Okay, is there a safe online resource for edible plants? You mean other than foragingtexas.com, Constance? Yeah, so Karen Stephenson, she's actually based up in Canada, but she has ediblewildfoods.com. And then, of course, Green Dean, Eat the Weeds. I would say Green Dean, because South Carolina and the Florida are pretty similar in a lot of the, especially more of the coastal type plants. Check that out. I know if you Google edible plants of South Carolina, I know there's at least one article that lists maybe 12 plants with good descriptions and warnings and all that sort of thing. I don't know of any authors or teachers in that specific area. Like I said, I think Green Dean, eattheweeds.com would be the closest thing. And his website is great. He mainly does YouTube videos and videos, but he has a lot of articles too. Definitely sign up for his newsletter and get information that way. But eattheweeds.com that would be the best choice for you in South Carolina there. Yep. Okay, yeah, so this is interesting. When I did the grapes episode of Facebook, so Mike is saying, I joined a Facebook muscadine forum and posted that we have numerous vines at the farm, but no fruit detected yet. The forum quickly responded that the wild muscadines are predominantly male, and I need to purchase some females and self-fertile to add to that. Yeah, so grapes are weird. They were kind of right at... They evolved right at the point when, okay, let's go back even farther. So it used to be you had male flowers and female flowers, and then the male flowers would produce the pollen, and then the female flowers would take the pollen and fertilize the egg and grow the fruit. So so those are called incomplete flowers, where you have the male and the female are separate, but it eventually happened where the plant started developing flowers that had both the female and the male parts. And so those are called perfect flowers. And those are self-fertile because they can generally pollinate themselves. So grapes, like I said, were right, started evolving right at that change. So you can find grapes with just male flowers. You can find grapes with just female flowers, and then you can find grapes with the perfect flowers. And so if you end up not producing fruit, there's a good chance that you have like just the male or the female. If you have female, you may still get small fruit that lacks seeds. So yeah, if you have no fruit whatsoever, there's a good chance that, especially if you saw flowers in the spring, that you might just have a male flower or a male vine. So what you need to do is look around and try and find a muscadine that has fruit on it. And then you take some cuttings from it. You can either try and get the cuttings rooted and start growing, especially kind of intertwined with your vine. Or if you know anything about grafting, grapevines are fairly easily grafted, and you can graft some of the female, or the fruiting muscadine vines onto your grapevine. So you can look into that. But also grapes, like I said, if they're not pruned regularly, they just think life is good and they don't think anything's attacking them, they won't produce fruit either. So there's multiple reasons, but yeah, one of the easiest quick fixes is just find a vine that's producing fruit, take cuttings from it, and graft those onto your muscadine vine. Okay. We're running out here. Okay, April. Anyone have any recommendation for locked up lower back? I've been using heating pads and anti-inflammatories and stretching. That's really good. I don't know if it's commercially available, but the devil's claw plant, which is fairly common in the hill country area, a poultice made from the devil's claw, has some really great powers for pain killing lower back. It's really interesting. The particular compounds in it just like help I don't say deactivate the nerves, because that sounds like you're going to end up paralyzed, but they're really good at treating the nerve bundles through the spine and are great for back pain. So if you look up devil's claw back pain, and you can even do it on PubMed. I think in the class yesterday I mentioned PubMed as the scientific clearinghouse for things. There's some really good information on that for devil's claw for back pain. Okay, time for the group take. Okay, good. For a minute there, I thought I had an empty bottle again. Okay, starting with the liver pill, and I kind of need that this morning. So for the cleanse, support, detoxify, protect. I probably drank too much beer yesterday and definitely ate too poorly over the weekend. So the liver pill to help the liver, and that's 4. I know my alarm's about to go off. Oops. Drinking problem. Okay. The immune pill. Dun, dun, dun. Support, maintain, prepare, fight. Really important right now. Or so we're told. And that's 3. In case you're wondering. Again, people have been asking just how big are these capsules. I don't know how well you can see it here, but it's a capsule size 00. And then the brain pill, my personal favorite. So memory, focus, mental clarity, attention. I need to add reflexes to it, because it's not just me, it's multiple people are talking about how their eye-hand coordination and stuff is being improved by the brain pill. Darlene, this is awesome. Went to the ER a few years ago with severe bronchitis. Nurse told me to drink mullein tea. Imagine that. That is cool. It's really becoming, there's kind of a renaissance in the whole herbal medicine, people are starting to realize, maybe the things we evolved with, maybe we should keep using those. Hey, good morning, Kelly. Oh, yeah, that's right. You've been cranking out the bus driver. Hail to the bus driver, bus driver, bus driver. Hail to the bus driver lady. Hey, good morning, Chad. Oh, hey, Chad. I still haven't heard if the Pioneer Day Jesse H. Jones is happening or not. I'm not sure what's going on. But it's always good to see you there. Let's see. Magnesium, yes. Definitely make sure you're getting enough magnesium. You need that for all sorts of biological processes, from health and mood in particular. And then the magnesium citrate is the most bioavailable form of magnesium. Mike, I wasn't looking for muscadine during the flowering season, but that has changed now that I'm part of the Merriweather's tribe. Chirpy's tribe. Chirp. I don't want to be the leader. The leaders are the ones that end up getting their heads chopped off during the rebellion. I'm the guy whispering in the ear of Chirpy. Now Chirpy's whispering in my ear. Actually, Chirpy and I have some really long, interesting conversations, which confuses the neighbors. But yeah, try transplanting and grafting. A lot of the grapevines, when they touch the ground, they're going to put out roots. So let's see. We're looking for native plants for pollinator garden. Any sources this time of year? No. Well, maybe chrysanthemums are available. Maybe some yarrow. If you're still over on the northwest side of town, run up to the Arbor Gate Nursery in Tomball and see what they offer. This time of year, the pollinators are usually going to be things like the goldenrod, late season boneset, white snake root, things that aren't generally sold in nurseries, but the chrysanthemums still are. I'm not sure how good a pollinator the chrysanthemum is, especially for like bees and butterflies, but they flower, and they flower into the fall, into pretty cold weather. Why is my alarm not going off? All right. Quick one here, Nick, and then I got to go. What about Japanese knotweed? It does not grow currently in Texas, and hopefully we can keep it out. The closest we have is the smartweed and the lady's thumbprint in the same family, but they're a smaller, thinner form. But for now, for respiratory, I don't know. I haven't looked into that because it's not available in Texas, and I focus on the Texas plants. So, all right, people. Alexa Kelsey, send me a note. Otherwise, I really need to get going because we got a big meeting today. We're looking at hiring an advertising firm to help with Medicine Man and kind of get the best bang for our advertising bucks. All right. Hey, good morning, Sherry. Darlene, Turk's Cap, question mark. Turk's Cap, edible leaves, edible flowers, edible fruit. Good time. All right, everyone. I really need to get going. So love you all. Thank you again for giving me the energy to start the day, because I entered the shop dragging, but now I'm pumped and excited. I got cool things to do research on when I'm not doing research on other things, but excitement. Okay, happy Monday. Let's have a great week. I will see you tomorrow. Drinking coffee. Hopefully I'll be back outside. I should have gone outside. It wasn't too bad out. But all right, everyone, have a great day. Talk to you soon. Oops, and this is not a touch screen, so I got to go. End broadcast. Bye-bye.